U.S. Presidential and parliamentary elections. And then we have Christmas, right here coming up. It's in what? Today is 14th. And so you have some 11 days to go and it's Christmas. And people chop hot. Chroma is shit. And we know that, look, there will be lots of and pockets of with Timmy Wakame, I don't like this. Why did you do it this way? Why is this happening? Because the season itself comes with its own stress. And then you have families that husband is supporting one political party, wife is supporting the other, and all that. And all of these things are going on in our homes. But you see, we here on Home Affairs, right? Regardless of whatever it is that is going on in your home, we still want you to have a very peaceful home and to be able to celebrate Christmas in peace and in unity and in happiness. And so we will point out some of those conflict triggers to you. We had a similar conversation last year. Very interesting. And today we're having another of such conversations. It's very important that we do. And so you will join us in this conversation. 055-111-997. If you have some areas you would want us to discuss, you would also want to send it to us, or you have some thoughts to share with us with regards to this topic. We're saying conflict triggers in this political and festive season in your home. So 055-1111-997 is our WhatsApp line. Same for Telegram. And we're hoping that we're able to activate our phone lines today on 0302216541. We're starting to take your Christmas messages already. So you want to call in, share some thoughts with us. And then if you have a message you want to send to someone, you do. Because we'll have our last show for the year, actually, next week. And next week we're having a different kind of conversation. I will tell you all about it. So thank you very much once again. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Ahead of our conversation, let me tell you about a webinar we have coming up. So the Family Forum Africa brings you a webinar, and it is themed The Increasing Rate of Substance Abuse and Casual Sex Among Teenagers. And we're saying it's a case of how much do you know as a parent? And how well are you steering your children away from harm, especially this festive season? They want to go everywhere. They want to be everywhere. They want to do things. They want to explore. A lot of them are abusing substances, different kinds of substances, right under your nose, but you don't know. Because I mentioned it some time ago here that if you're waiting to see that the child has a cigarette on their lips or they are puffing something before you know that, they have been initiated or something of that sort. And they're not why you're at. Because right now they have it infused into everything. The day I learned that they put it in their shito and take to school, I was shocked. And the person told me that, and then what say, but how can I even imagine that? You see your child drinking sobolo, most likely it is infused with something. They're drinking tea, it is most likely even water. And Mama T, what did you say?
Pen.
Pen.
Yes. So sometimes the pen is in the. Yes, it's on his lips like that. You think, maybe he's learning, he's reading. No,
there's something in
there's
it.
Something.
Hey, see Kofi's face.
Coffees.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a canker. Chris is also telling me vaping, and it's in toffees and everything. And what I have learned is that most of us parents are very ignorant of these things. We don't know. And it was about time we bring ourselves down to learn and see how we can guide our children. So we have this coming up on Wednesday. at 7 p.m. The artwork is out. The meeting ID and the passcode has been shared. But for those of you who would like to have the link, some people find it easier that way, then that's you can send a message to 059-288-9986 and then we can share the link with you. But what's also good is that it's going to be live on Joy FM as well, so you can tune in on radio. And our guest will be, so we have Dr. Gladys Setoji. She is clinical psychologist, senior counselor, careers and counseling directorate, University of Ghana, Legon. So she is with the students at that age and she knows a lot, that's happening when you have conversations with them, God of Israel. Then we have Dr. Collins Bedu Ajiman, incoming president, Pan-African Psychology Union and director, Pan-African Doctoral Academy, University of Ghana. Then we have Madame Abna Washington. She's the founder and director of Chosen Rehab Center. And that's where I learned that at 14 years, some children are already in rehab for substance abuse at 14. So if you're in rehab at 14, question is, what age did you start and get addicted that by 14, they are putting you in rehab? And we have Dr. Tremi Etuahene, Director General, Ghana AIDS Commission, because doctors will also tell you that substance abuse is closely related to casual sex. I mean, once you're abusing substances and you're high, you'll have inhibited behavior, and then you just want to do all of these things. And we're hearing that the HIV numbers are skyrocketing, especially among young people. Then we have also on the panel Angelina Ifwa Inimwa Inin. Angelina is a Gen Z and she's a content operations manager, Echo Campus. She knows a lot about these young people. She is with them. She is one of them. And for me, she is actually the person that we would be learning a lot from, because then she's going to give us a lot of insights into this generation, why they behave the way they view the world. And what I learned after my interaction with them when I had to moderate this is, if you're parenting your child the way you were parented, then the times are different. And so please make time as concerned parents and let's learn. It's on Wednesday, 7 p.m. It's a webinar, so you can catch it, or you just have to log in wherever you are and then you can catch it. But if you're driving around that time, or you can also tend to listen to it on radio. So that's what we have coming up. Along the line, we'll be speaking to our very good sister Ariel. She also has a retreat coming up this Christmas, so we'll be talking to Ariel as well. But right about now, I have two of my favorite guests ready in the studio. Reverend Kofi Boateng Esquire.
Present.
Yes, present, madam.
That's a good welcome after all these weeks and months.
I know, right?
Good morning, Edem.
Good morning, Kofi. You're welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yes, Mama the T.
Present, madam.
Also for Mami number one.
I am in my seat. Good morning, Edem.
Hey, Reverend Mrs. Theresa Yafe Asante. I should go on.
It is okay. It is enough. Thank you very much. Good morning, Edem.
Mama T is a family life counselor, is one of that, and we're expecting PG to join us as well. Kofi, Mama T, you're welcome.
Good morning, Auntie.
This morning we're having a conversation on conflict triggers in this festive season. And this is not just any festive season. We're coming from elections. Tensions are still quite high. I mean, we appreciate God, and we're very grateful to God for consistently keeping the peace in our country for us. Like, it's such a blessing to be a Ghanaian. But in people's hearts and in people's homes, people are pained, you know, because things didn't go their way and all that. These people live in homes. They have spouses. They have children. And sometimes when you are in pain and you're depressed, you can even end up taking it out on your family. Not deliberately. But it is what it is. Plus the pressure of the festive season as well. it just can go south, especially so when we know that this is the time that you really want to make merry with your family, be happy, unite, bond, and then you have other things taking your attention and probably creating undue tension in the home. We had a similar conversation last year, and I think that is going to be a very regular feature around this time because we care about your homes. So I will start with you, Asafo Kofi Boati. Sometimes I'm not sure how to even call you. Oh, and Kofi, thank you. This week you pulled some string and linked me up somewhere and it worked magic.
You're always welcome, Edem.
Yeah.
You know you're good people.
Thank you. As we have our festival of 9 lessons and carols also coming up on Sunday, and in fact there was some conflict about the time. But let me remind everybody that the time is 3 p.m. 1, 2, 3, not 6. 3 p.m. So if you want to be there, Labadi Beach Hotel, actually, people registered. All our seats are gone. And so 3 p.m. you should be seated. And it's at Labadi Beach Hotel, Omani Hall. So once again, 3 p.m. this Sunday. That's tomorrow. Great. Asafo, let's go.
So, Edem, once again, good morning to everyone. Just as you said, we were coming off an election, and there's some people have won, some have lost, and it is very normal these days to find that in families, different people belong to different political persuasions, and so as results have been declared, for the most part, and some people have lost, let's be magnanimous. If you have won, it's okay to celebrate, but don't troll other people.
Exactly.
Don't tease unnecessarily. This is not the time to refer them back to everything they have said, things that may have also been displeasing to you at the time. We need to move on. We need to come together, especially in the home. Because as you said, we're preparing for Christmas. It's the holiday season. It's a time to make merry. It's a time to bond as a family. And you don't want a period where you're supposed to be bonding, but then you're rather fighting and be angry and be resentful of each other. So I would take that to be my introductory comments and then come back later.
Great. Amati.
Yes, good morning to everyone. It's been long. I was telling somebody I have missed coming in here. So I am glad to be here. Merry Christmas in advance to everyone. I have been very happy just after the election. I kept telling myself Ghanaians are a very indigenous people. We can make all the noise, and sometimes we actually want to beat war drums, but at the end of the day, here we are, all of us back together as one. And so for me, God has done well. I mean, he has seen us through this election peacefully. Before the elections, there were too many words out there, and some of us were afraid, like what's going to happen. But we are very peaceful as much as possible. So we keep saying thank you to God. Yes, just to reiterate what Osofo has said, you know me and my story. So the day after elections, I traveled, and then when I got to the station, the lorry where the passenger, the bus station, I noticed the number of ladies who were in the NDC T-shirts, and they were dancing. Jama was beautiful. Those who had their vuvuzela, but they were doing it at a particular point. And so I was curious. I asked, and there were a number of women who were also very quiet, and they were busy with what they were doing. So I asked, what is this? So, these are the people, the MPP people, and these are NDC. So they are just making sure that we are throwing it in your face. And it was not too good. I am just thinking, if there are couples who are in different political persuasions, we are all affiliated to different political parties. I know homes where the father is one, the mother is in another party, all the children are in different parties. And so if this is what we have in our home, don't forget that we choose family first. in all of these noises, we choose family
Yeah.
first. Then yes, we have considered some homes, the
Hey,
women
Mama T,
who
then
believe
it is
to,
looking like we know where you belong.
me where I belong, it's not
Because you
those
said
who consider.
we have got.
Okay. Oh, no, that is not where I belong. See,
Don't
okay.
mind me.
So everybody who is listening, that is not where I belong.
belong somewhere.
Yeah, oh, but I belong somewhere, but it's not where that's not where I belong. I belong somewhere. And so we have considered, those who needed to concede, they have conceded. And so those of us who are the populates, let's move on. It is going to be like this for the next few years. And so just don't throw it in each other's face. For me, that is it. Don't rub it in the people's face and make them feel less because they didn't win and you won. You see, this is the beauty of it. I always tell people, whenever we are going for a competition, whether in school or wherever, because it's a competition, get it, somebody is going to win, and then another person is going to lose. But whichever way, that is how this life is. And whoever has won, yes, celebrate and celebrate well. And whoever has lost, grieve small.
Take it in good faith.
Grieving is necessary. In fact, if you have to cry because perhaps you had pushed so much money into it, or you were very sure you were going to win, grieve small, but it is what
Move
it is.
We move.
we move
And
like
Adam,
that.
to add, diversity is good. It's okay that we belong to different factions or different persuasions. Let us not spend too much time trying to convince everybody to become like us, to
Yes.
change people. It becomes very frustrating. Everyone has a right to make a decision or
Sure.
to choose to stand on, in one corner or the other. Let's learn to respect that. Let's learn to agree to disagree, and then make peace and live in harmony.
Absolutely.
Great. So what it is that elections have come. They will always come and go every 4 years.
Yes.
We will be here,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know in my home, for instance, my husband called me and said, "Did you vote for this person?" I said, "I voted by force." And he was like,
Your vote is sacred.
but he says, Edem, man, got to vote today. Should you say, go and vote for who you want to vote for. Me, I'll vote for who I want to vote for.
That's right. My vote is my secret. It's my power too, right?
The vote is not part of the I do.
You see?
And he still wanted to know, okay, Charlie, we need the numbers. Who did you vote for? I said, Joe, forget it. Make it, But he was like, I said, oh, la. Because last 4 years, he persuaded me to vote for this person. He said, I'll pay you. I'm like, what is your interest? Because I don't know you as a politician,
Adam, I will report your husband to the OSP for bribing you.
Thank you.
Go vote.
Yes,
He didn't pay. Oh.
He didn't pay. Oh, no.
Wait, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it happens, and it's how you go about it.
Sure. Yes.
It
Yes.
definitely didn't become any arguments. It was
Yeah.
just like, But obviously, it ended there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know some places
Oh,
too
no.
that it
Yeah.
has become
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, what we're essentially saying is that I like what Mama T said. It is a contest. Somebody will win. Somebody will lose. I think it will be very unfortunate for us to allow these things to mess up our homes.
To first start.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Your family first.
Yes.
So as much as possible, let's move on. We're saying these things because we know homes that are hanging.
fire.
Yes, because
Yeah.
of these things. Don't let it happen to you. I think it's a very unwise thing. Put your family first. And I don't think that when you were saying your vows, you added that we shall belong to the same
To the
side,
same side of
as
the-
well.
yeah.
No. So let's move on from that. Okay.
And we have to check our emotions. We shouldn't be so strongly attached. Some of us are too emotionally attached to political parties, to political personalities, that you touch them, it's like you've touched my God, and we're willing to do anything. I think, especially when it comes to our families,
Right.
let's be more guarded and protect our families, and
Key.
ensure there's harmony.
But also for here in our world, religion and politics, they are actually gods.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And sports.
yes. And sports. And so it's said that religion is the opium of the people. When people are willing to die for religion,
That's
what
true.
they believe, for political parties. They are willing to die. They
Yeah.
don't even consider. For them, it is a do and or die.
Yeah,
Is it
fair.
right? And so that makes it difficult. What Edem is saying, I also know a home that is on fire since the elections, the results were declared. Daddy is not talking to mommy because he had also tried to persuade her to vote for his kind of candidate, and she also said, me, I won't do. It was not like yours. So eventually, so yes, people are willing to die for these things, and they are so attached.
Oh no,
it
it's
is not
bad
nice.
in places.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it is not nice. I mean, it is not nice at all.
Yeah.
But just like Osofo is saying, beyond all of these, we are still a one people, and that should be paramount beyond it all. When we were coming, my son and I, he was showing me a video of two MPs in different political parties, and the way these people, they were going on, they were jogging this morning, and he said, but these people are, I said, you see, this is the beauty of the average the typical Ghanaian. Our
Differences.
yes, the differences where we agree to disagree is necessary for me.
Great. I mean, I'll bring PJ in shortly to make
All
a
right.
comment on this, and then we will move on to talk about the festive
Sure,
season.
sure.
And you know, that one is a big one.
Yes.
You know, yeah. I know people who have switched. They have switched rooms. Yeah. People who are saying that, okay, you have to be prepared to work now
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
it is this and this and this, so
Yeah.
you have to go out there and
Oh, yes.
hustle as well.
Oh,
And
yes.
like yo,
We
I'm
say
like,
elections have consequences.
I'm like, is it that serious?
It is so.
The Gen Zs will say, is it that deep?
Yeah.
It is very deep.
I'm actually shocked, you know. But yeah, I mean, your family first, really. PG. Hi, PG. Good
Hi,
morning. Yeah, how are you? Good to hear your voice.
Edem, I'm good. I'm good, and my sincere apology. Last minute, I couldn't be at the studio. Please forgive me.
No, it's fine. PG can create confusion on Facebook. Hey. I enjoy them though. Anyway, PG, your take on, you know, I mean, the first part of the conversation is asking homes to, I mean, make peace and move on from, you know, this political season and all that. I don't know if you have a thought to share on it, then we will move into the festive season proper.
Okay. So, once again, good morning to your listeners. Yes, during this period, especially this election period, yes, there will be tension in families, and you can see it. I have experienced it, firsthand twice, and so yes, I think I remember a day or two after the election, I made a post. 1992 and 2000. My dad stood as an MP, and in both instances, because of the shifting political parties, joined two political parties that had become an alliance.
Hey.
And yes. I mean, if you remember 1992, Aka, Vice President Aka, Councillor Aka, he had Ibru party, right? And that was the closest to CPP, because I think at that time CPP was still had been banned or something. And yes, and my dad stood on that ticket, and I remember how NDC people were like hounding him. Mr. Man, what are you doing with Aka? Tell him move to NDC, and well, of course, obviously NDC won. And 2000, then he had finally settled for NDC. 2000, he was sure. But 2000 was when NPP also won and NDC lost. And so for both instances, I have had to experience seeing a man who, my dad is not a very expressive emotionally. He holds his emotions together, except he's extremely angry. Then he has no restraint, But, you could see this man crashed, especially the 2001. You could see him crash. And I'm sure he probably was just gauging his options. If he had decided not to stand, what would have been the implication and all of that? We saw the tension in the house and the fact that if you looked at someone and you don't look at them well, you get into trouble. I remember he fired his driver, yelling at people. Even the supporters, the area boys who came home to come and, support. Oh, Mr. Abba, we've got you. Oh, Anna J is for Mr. Abba. I'm talking about Fiaku doing consistency in Tabrani.
Wow.
Those days, it was a Fiaku team. Yes, it was two consistencies together.
Wow.
And he was just like, he was upset. You could see he didn't prepare for that. And it was a huge gap between him and Bidwan. Bidwan's son. Bidwan was like 40 something. My father had like 10,000.
Oh.
That was like huge. Huge.
They call it
It shocked me. It was traumatizing for all of us. We are a small family unit. We are just four. Me, my sister, and my mother, and my father. And it was tough.
Wow.
And the rumors started. We had just moved into our house. Mr. Aban has used NDC. First, he has used area money to build his house. Now he has used NDC money to build his house. Wow. It was serious. Now, we said this and we make jokes out of this. For someone like me, we can laugh today. But what I in my post I made on social media, one of the things that I said was that, people have got a skin in the game, okay? People have invested. For some of us, we talk as if, it was just a political party. No. For some people, they've literally challenged probably their employers, probably their neighbors, whatever. They know the next thing is big for them. Then boom, it wasn't big for them. Now they have to go back and look at people they kind of disrespected, people they kind of, contended with, people they kind of, just took a swipe at them because in their mind they were winning the election. And then they fail. I mean, you can see how some people have deactivated their social media accounts.
Oh, yes.
Because they're party. So it's not a very simple thing.
No, it's not.
For some, it's not just a mere emotion. For some people, they've sunk all their money into it. With that singular view, that when the party comes to power, or when their party wins, there will be some, gigs here and there that eventually will bring them up. People invest in political parties, because probably they love the party, or they love the person standing, or, well, for them, that's a political opportunity for them. So there's so many reasons why people do what they do, and why people are connected to some political party. And it is not a very simple thing when they lose, you see. And especially in our society where people like to tease, because Ghanaians, I always say that the peace we enjoy here is because Ghanaians know how to tease, insult, and then stop there. It doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah.
You understand? So you can imagine, that the teasing will stop, but it is the process of going through it that can be excruciating. Elsewhere, people won't tease you. Everybody will keep quiet because they know that when they tease you, will be responded to or attended to with violence or something.
Exactly.
But in Ghana here, we get to tease, we get to make fun, and everybody is fine. But it is the process. And so, yes, there is tension at home. I will encourage spouses, parents, friends, children, who's, either their spouses, their friends, their parents, their children, or whatever, stood for elections and they lost. Extend a hand of comfort. You might not join you might not be in their political party. Actually, you might be very happy their party lost, but you see, you need to understand that you are dealing with a human being. Just approach them, Charlie guy. It is just one of those things. It happens.
Right.
Last year or last time, our party lost. You guys were in power and all of that. It's flipped and it's fine. I'm sure the time will also come again. But just as you were there for us, we'll also be there for you. Charlie, let's move on, let's find nicer words. Even if it's just a little, joking or a little joke or whatever. But let's just find ways of, managing this. Because for some people, it's a high blood pressure issue for them.
Yeah.
For some people, it's a high blood pressure issue for them. I remember, let me just and throw this in by way of ending. I remember when Senator McCain of US lost one of the elections. I think the very first time he attempted to be a president, and he lost the elections. One of the reporters, I think CNN or so, was interviewing him and he was asking, Senator, so how has it been since you lost the election? He said, oh man, I slept like a baby. It's like, oh wow. It's like, yeah, I sleep for 2 hours, I wake up and I cry for 2 hours. I sleep for 2 hours, I wake up and I cry for 2 hours. That is what a lot of people are going through. And that's what a lot of people are going through. So let us approach this with a human face. I mean, it's all fun and game when we are trolling and we are making fun, but people are also sleeping like babies. They're sleeping for 2 hours, waking up and crying for 2 hours, sleeping for 2 hours, waking up and crying for 2 hours. Kids can't talk to their parents. Kids can't talk to their siblings because some of them have just left home or switch on their phones. So I would say, let's be nice, let's be kind, let's be gentle on those who are not lucky to come back to power. That's what I'm saying.
Great. And for us, this is important because all these people come from homes.
Yeah.
They come from homes, they have families, they have children, they have wives, they have mothers, they have aunties, they have uncles. They have people who are dependent on them. And so if they are not emotionally stable and they are in pain and they are hurting, then it affects the family units. That is why it's important we are mentioning it, and so you are not oblivious of it and just think that, oh, the other person lost an election. It's an individual who stood for the election and lost, but a whole family is going through a lot because of that single individual. So it's important that we're quite compassionate towards these people, if not for anything at all, for the families that depend on them. Great. So we will move to the next part of the conversation. Christmas is in 11 days. And we know that Christmas will bring wahala in people's homes. The conflict triggers, the areas that Christmas, is likely to make people begin to have, little conflicts in the home, frowning here and there. I'm not talking to you some way. And when you cook my food, leave it in the kitchen, or I won't eat because of Christmas pressure. Yeah. Those are some of the things we want to talk about this morning. And let me start with you, PG. Hi, PG. Are you there? Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
So we're talking about conflict triggers in homes during this festive season. Some of the areas, yeah.
Right. Well, so for me, Edem, the first thing would be finances. Financial stress, because we also need to understand that this Christmas is not a Christmas out of context. Okay, it's a Christmas that is coming within a certain context. A context of hard, economic landscape. Finances are not top notch for so many people, and whether we like it or not, a lot more people have slipped into the poverty bracket. What you
and
could
if you like change of political power.
Pardon?
I said, and if you like, you can add change of political power, like this Christmas.
Exactly. Yes, change of political power too. But generally things are quite hard. You understand? I think that also reflected in the way Ghanaians voted. And whether we like it or not, money is not going to be as available as it used to be, whether you are coming into power or you are leaving power or you are just an ordinary Ghanaian. Things are quite tough. And yes, like I said, poverty bracket is widened. So you see a bunch of people, or a small group of people who have cash and they are throwing it in your face. And then you see a majority of people who probably are struggling. And it's understandable that that's the situation we find ourselves in. I will encourage that, family members kind of look at this as a period of austerity, and all of us sort of collaborate with each other. You could be a fresh family or new family, as in you just probably started a family, or you would have been around for maybe 10, 15 years, you have kids and all of that. You've gone through this Christmas over and over again and you celebrated. Just take it that it is just this year or one of the years where financially probably you are not top, so what can we do with the little that we have? We need to understand that financial stress can always be there. It can set in motion so many other conflicts, which probably we didn't know or families didn't know existed. Some conflict that are subliminal. And so some of these things can trigger them. And once they come to light, they bring all the other conflicts, that are kind of hidden. And so financial conflict or financial triggers might be something that a lot of homes need to, pay attention to. And yes, with the election also comes the emotion. So sometimes it might not even be a question of finances. It's a question of emotional attachment to the situation that is happening. Some people feel that, well, I saw you people when I was doing my campaign, when we're all deciding to vote for a particular party. People were here trying to open a book of explanation, trying to tell me how Ghana is not and this and that and all of that. And now the party that I potentially supported, the party that I was hoping to win, didn't come to power. and it's Christmas and you guys are expecting me what? You're expecting me to spend money on you. You're expecting me to take you guys out. All of you campaigned against our party. We saw you in the house. And that is also there. That emotional attachment to the party and that perception that people didn't campaign against you. And I'm saying this because I remember when my dad lost the 2000 election, he just assumed that we all didn't campaign for him because from the get-go, I think my mom made a comment that, hey, Governor, you're careful. It looks like there's a wind of change in the air. Can you be a little bit more careful? Can you probably take a step back, with all that is happening? And so that comment, which is something that the spouse will probably pass on to, the other party because they probably think well of them. It was misinterpreted and was used against all of us. The assumption is that all of us didn't support. And so, that Christmas was quite tough. And I think that there's something similar you're going to find, in homes. So there's these three key areas. The financial triggers that are going to be around because, yes, naturally things are tough, or some people have lost power and they need to preserve whatever resources they have after a very contentious, political campaign. Then there is also the emotional attachment to the loss itself, and then the perception that some family members probably didn't support you, and so yes, all of that can blur or muddy up the Christmas atmosphere, which in itself can prevent people from being open, from being in a celebratory mood, or from being the kind of people they are usually around Christmas. I think that these three triggers need to be paid attention to.
The last one, when I put it down, the only thing that came to mind is you go explain tire. The person's perception is that you didn't support me. In your heart of hearts,
you didn't support me.
Maybe that is not what it is.
Yeah.
How are you ever going to explain yourself to this person who is already emotionally sinking? You go explain tire. You just have to pray. And these are very important things that we need to look at. The finance, I think last year when we had a similar conversation, it was still the very first one that came up. And then I think some other ones came up. I'll try and remember. And because of the peculiar times in which we are, I tend to agree totally with PG on the emotional attachment to the loss.
Yeah.
So it's not like I am upset with you, my family members, but I'm not happy.
Yeah, you're
And
low.
So, I'm low.
You're
so
down.
it will rub off on everybody.
Exactly.
And if you step and you don't step well, something else can happen. I didn't mean for it to happen, but you just didn't step well. Plus the perception. Plus the perception. That one, again, I say you go explain tire because it is perception.
So I want to add a few other triggers
Yes.
to what PJ has enumerated. One is intimacy may become a problem.
Hey,
So
Are you going there?
you mean
because
Christmas can affect intimacy?
yeah, because
Let
now
me sit down well.
because it's a holiday season, you're likely not to be going to work. You're going to be spending more time together at home. And imagine if somebody's party has lost an election and they are very low emotionally and moody, and so somebody is not going to be served. So it could be a problem of too
That's
much
so
or
true.
too little when it comes to the area of intimacy.
So if you are happy, then you may be wanting to give too much, and the other person may not be willing to receive that much.
Exactly, because now you have more time.
Oh dear Lord.
And then there is potential for substance abuse, whether it's alcohol or whatever it is that others may be indulging in. And what we do know that, when you drink too much, you may be a bit irrational in your decision making. So that could be a trigger point. So let's be mindful when we are consuming the things we consume during the period, because if you're drunk too much, you're likely to get into unnecessary arguments, especially if your spouse or a family member does not approve of your behavior. And then we also get ourselves into forced socialization. Because during the normal period, you can choose not to go visit your in-laws. You can choose not to go to interact with certain people. But during this period, you're forced to, it's Christmas. You have to go give gifts. You have to go to family gatherings. You have to go visit all kinds of people. And for those family members or those who are introverts, it takes a lot of energy to go out and socialize. So every time you say, oh, my old school is having this event, or this is happening, let's go visit auntie this, let's go visit that. It's difficult for them, but they can't complain because they don't want to come across as they don't like your family. But they know, and sometimes they can already anticipate the drama that will ensue when they go. That's your mother that talks too much, that your that your uncle that has no filters, so so it becomes a challenge for some people in our families. And then we also are forced to make choices sometimes between our families and all these other people. Whether or not you're going to go for an old school event on the 24th, or whether or not you're going to go to visit a family member, when your family is also there, your children are waiting, they want to hang out with you, they want to spend time with you. But then we have to we have all these other commitments to other people, to all kinds of friends, and then we leave our families behind. So we need to find a balance. If it's possible, when you're going for these events, take your family with you, take your wife with you, take your husband with you, if you're allowed to, so that they don't feel left out.
But Kofi, I mean, I like the bit about the forced socialization.
Yes.
So I don't want to go. How do you communicate that so your partner doesn't feel offended? Because then I am also thinking, if I am the person who wants us to go, I probably have a lot of points to defend why I want us to go.
Sure.
All year round. You have said, okay, even if it's a Sunday lunch we're invited to, for a reason or other, you don't want to go, and I let it be. Christmas, we dear, you will go.
Yes.
And like you're saying, I particularly don't want to be around these people, not because I hate them, but because I am not myself around them and all that. And your partner also feels like, it's been one whole year. This is a family gathering. I don't want to pull up or show up again for it to look like I am single. So we need to go. How do we handle some of these things?
I think we have to learn to compromise. So much as you really don't want to go spend time with these people, you can agree as a couple that, look, I know how difficult this is for you. I know you don't get along with this person in my family, but we can choose to either go and spend just a little bit of time and give an excuse that we have another event. So you're not spending an entire 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Go a little late, have dinner, and then as soon as you're done, you're out. So you don't have to be forced to engage in conversations that you're not interested in, or conversations that will lead to arguments and so on and so forth. So I think it's important that we learn to compromise. Saying no may hurt the feelings of your spouse. Because remember that you may not like his or her family, but they love their family. And they want you to also come and, also be part of whatever is going on. So let's not say an outright no. Try and go if you must. And be understanding, because I'm sure at some point you would also want them to come visit your family as well.
And I think you who is asking to, you have work to do.
Yes.
You know your
Take your
partner's
time and
sentiments.
explain. Yes.
You know how they feel about this. So it's not the by force you have to go thing. It's also how you ask it.
Exactly.
And let them know that whatever happens, I am on your side.
Exactly.
So you the asker and the giver.
Yes.
You all have roles to play in these
So as I
things.
said, the way you convince them is that we are not going to spend the whole day there. Let's just go for an hour. And then we leave quickly. Or we go and then you can leave because maybe you have another event. But at least they would have seen you. You'd have spent some time with them. I'm
not putting Kofi alone on the spot because he made a point, a very interesting point. Before I ask you, Mama T, PG is there, Mama T is there. Let me also ask, so the intimacy bit too, what do we do about it?
The intimacy bit, and again, I think the intimacy bit may also not suffer much, especially because your partner lost. His party lost. Is that what we are talking about? So because they lost, it affects intimacy.
So they lost an election and an erection.
That is where I'm coming to. So they have lost an election, but you see, sometimes the loss can also help with the erection. Yes, so it will help with the erection.
Mama T, are you sure you want to talk for? Are you sure you want to talk for the men?
Yes, I want to talk for them. Yes, most men, when they are down and they are tired and they are frustrated, one of the things that comes out quite well for them is when you, as the wife,
you make the move.
Initiate and come to them.
Yes.
The average man would not say no.
Yes.
He won't. He will always go like, so you will try your best. That is when you, as the sister, the woman, you bring your act together, you put it together, and you do all the things.
Please,
So
the camera on Mama T. She see the way she's.
Oh, forgive me. So it's, well, at one point it may, but it doesn't have to. If you, as the wife or the whoever lost, the other person knows what to do, it should not be a challenge. Sure.
So to add, I think we should learn to pamper our spouse in difficult
this point,
times.
yes, that
Reach
is the
out,
truth,
and
yes.
reassure them. Tell them, look, it's okay. You know, it didn't go the way you wanted, but it's okay.
let's
I'm
not
here for
forget
you.
That
And then
women also go for
the
are
elect.
also contesting.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So-
That's
so
what I'm
they
saying.
are reaching
I'm not
out.
saying only your husband. So
I think-
you're trying to pamper them
Yes.
and assure them that it's okay. I'm here for you. And as we're rightly saying, initiate intimacy, because they may not be in a position or in a mood to do that. But as Mama
Even
T rightly
sometimes
said,
food cry.
once you reach out
Out.
and you come in, you know, you go to
Nicely.
sleep and you're ready and prepared and everything is on point. They may also reciprocate and
Absolutely. That is true. So yes, learning to, at this time, if you are the man, do all the other beautiful things. If you are the woman, do all the things you have not been doing over time. I mean, learning to pamper. If sometimes some people even lose appetite completely. I mean, he has lost money. Like PG said, a lot of people have lost so much money. So it means that this Christmas, those people, your budget is completely
lost
thrown
an
away.
investment.
Yes, a huge investment. So your budget for Christmas, for people like this, your budget is completely thrown away. It is off. So you should not be expecting, and so I'm going to be saying that at this point, expectations should be completely gone. Like that, all of the aunties, the uncles, the husbands, the wives, the brothers, colleagues, whoever who are expecting the how we do it every Christmas. We are bringing cows, we are bringing chicken. Some people are bringing Pluto. All the things we're expecting this year. You see, this Christmas is not your regular Christmas. The election has affected a lot of things. And so your expectations should be very, very low. In fact, to the barest minimum. Just like PG said, we cannot overemphasize the place of money, finance in these things. And so schools are reopening soon. I don't have a little one who is going to school very soon. So I don't know when schools reopen and when they go on break, but certainly after Christmas, school is reopening very soon.
It's just a 2 weeks break. They come home 2 weeks.
And so it means that we are going to still be very, very, very careful with money and how we dish it out. All those who are me, I haven't lost an election, but all those who are waiting for me to bring chicken and cow and all the rest
has affected your pocket.
In fact, I had to pay for some people to travel to go and vote. And so me too, I am affected small. So please don't wait for me.
Wow. Yes. I think essentially what I gather from what you're saying is intimacy won't be too much of a challenge if you are using it as an act of care.
Of course, sure.
Instead of you demanding it as your right.
Yes.
So the person who is down, that's when you, the other person, you need to be strong.
Absolutely.
And be a lot more caring and try to get them excited in that way.
Exactly.
Okay.
And please speak, at this point, speak
them.
well
You're
to the
trying
people.
to
You see,
comfort them.
stop saying that, now is it not election? Why are you like this? Is it death? Are you dead?
You
No, at this point, your words should be very, very, very gracious. Very gracious, yes.
Okay, great. So then when we handle it that way, then it is not a problem. Because as for losing your, the vim there, you will lose it because you are not in the mood. You are thinking about something else. But if your spouse is understanding, be you man or woman, and you can use that as an act of comfort and care, and the times you look at doing it, and nicely, then you may be experiencing it even on a different level. Compassionate sex.
You may bond more.
Yeah, exactly. PG, what did you want to say before I go to my next point?
Yes, I just wanted to drop in that like, I think that most of the things that you guys have said is just a point. The only thing I will say is let us follow the lead of our partners. Sometimes we think that compassionate sex is all they need, but you see, if you are going close to the person is rejecting it. Take a quick step back.
Sure.
Try not to force anything. Just try and play it by the ear. You're just following the lead of the person. And keep your words very few. I mean, moments like that, you don't want to talk plenty because sometimes you might not even know what you are saying that is going to trigger them. You understand? So you just be there, like they say. If you don't have anything to say, just be quiet with the person. Just like you go to somebody who is grieving. You don't want to talk too much because you don't know what will be a trigger for them to either break down or something, So you just go there, you shake their hands, you hug them, and then you are just there. And I think it's something similar to, handling intimacy around this time. And this time, be more intimate emotionally, beyond just the physical intimacy. Think more of the emotional intimacy, just saying the nice thing, just being serviceable. Immediately the person gets out of bed. Oh, babe, should I get you something? Are you okay? Is everything all right? I've done this for you. This is ready. And then everything. Is there something I can do for you? Okay, I need to pick something in town. Do you want us to go? Don't worry, I can drive. You just sit in the car. Just the fresh air will help you. Like those little things that we do. They are all part of the intimacy. Except that it is not the physical intimacy. I understand that's what people are looking for. And again, during intimacy, especially physical intimacy, actually like love making, for a typical guy who is very emotional, his mind is potentially likely going to stray, on all the problems that are around, whether it's political, whether it's financial, whichever. And it is likely going to probably affect his erection in the course of the game itself. And for you as a lady, if you realize Opana, it looks like you have become suddenly soft. Like, wait, what's going on? Don't make these things. Like, you should understand why the guy suddenly sort of went off. Because, his mind is straight. Typical woman might suddenly just dry up and decide, you know what, can we stop? I'm not ready for the second. And it is okay to understand, like, during this period, treat the person like a baby. Whatever they want, just give it. I mean, it's just for a month. Let's all pretend. Let's ask my daughter will tell you, oh, we are playing pretend. Just play pretend. Just play you. Just be all the nice that the person is looking for. Because you see, if you don't, that is when they go out to alcohol. Yeah. If you don't, that is when a random guy will come and say, Charlie, my guy, you day house chair. Charlie, let's go out and work show. And random guy will just take your husband away. Random lady. Like, so many things can happen if you deny them that level of emotional support, intimacy. You deny them a lot of things that are going to happen. Yeah, so let's be more available and let's be more supportive in that area. And let's understand the nuances around intimacy. It might not just be black and white. It might have its own gray shades, and you need to play by the ear so we can all survive this period. That's what I'm saying. Edem, can you hear me?
Yes, PG, I can hear you. We heard you loud and clear.
Great.
A lot is going on. And we're learning a lot on the show this morning as well. So my next thought will be, how about the young children in the family who truly can't be bothered about whatever it is that you're going through? They don't know. They don't understand. They want mommy to be there. They want daddy to be there. They want that family time. They want the happiness. They know Christmas, and they know that I mean, they're seeing lights everywhere, and all they want is to be happy. You're looking at the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, by 12 they have started reasoning. But you see, you also don't want to take their childhood away from them, because you have matured, you have become an adult, and you're playing your games, and it is not going well, and you want everybody to suffer for it. How do we rationalize and maintain, peace, maintain harmony in the home? And again, how do we also explain some of these things to them? When they become teenagers, it's quite easy for them to understand and know what's going on. But sometimes we lose sight of the fact that whatever it is that is going on, especially so if we are not addressing it with them, even with the teenagers, it tends to affect them. They will tell you that it is, they talk about their mental health a lot, those young people.
Yeah.
And a lot of them become depressed as well, quietly on their own, because a lot of things are going on. Mommy, daddy, some way. Nobody is explaining anything to us. They just think that, okay, go with the flow. One day, maybe daddy or mommy snaps out of whatever mood they are in, and they expect everybody to jump on board. And you haven't created that platform for them to have conversations with you. So they look at you, but then at that age, when you engage them, oh my dream way, they understand a lot. And you're behaving like we are idiots and we don't know what's going on, and you are not talking to us, you are not involving us. So I mean, that's the next level of the conversation, where I mean, whether they are young or old, the way these things affect them, and how we as much as possible have to try to encompass everybody and make sure that we are having that peace, in the home. So the joy of every parent is to see their children grow healthy and become more intelligent and physically fit. And to achieve this desire, every parent needs to ensure that their children are given nutritious foods that has the essential nutrients which can promote their well-being. And one of the best of such nutritious foods is Vitamilk soy milk drink. It is made from whole grain soybean, which is a good source of plant protein. It is enriched with omega-3, 6, and 9. It has calcium and all the essential nutrients and multivitamins recommended for healthy living. It has no artificial flavorings, no colorants, and no preservatives. Choose the Vitamilk Champ for your children, because the protein, the calcium, the omega-3, 6, and 9 in there have all proven to help your adorable children grow smarter, healthier, and strong every day. Vitamilk also comes in its regular soy milk drink, Vitamilk Energy, the energy booster, with no caffeine. You can have it in the choco, the banana, the strawberry, and you can buy it in the 250 mils or the 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. And Pinnacle Life Insurance, what makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of your day, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, and more joy. For more information on our policies, please call us on 05014-51400 or visit pinnaclelifeinsurance.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile. Let me go over the number to call again as 050-145-1400, or you can go to pinnaclelifeinsurance.com.gh. Looking to getting gifts for your loved ones this Christmas? We didn't talk about that, giftings. I'm sure it's one of the things that can also bring some serious conflict. Why are you giving this one to your mother and my mother should get this one? Why did you choose this color for this person and that color for... Very unnecessary things, but then how you go do them? Now, to avoid all of those, I would like to recommend Hevzy's Gifts to you. Hevzies is a gift concierge offering you the best in luxury gifting. A range of offerings span hampers, fresh flowers, baby baskets, heritage gifts, and branded souvenirs. Each package is thoughtfully curated to be appropriate for the occasion and with the recipient in mind. Most importantly, we do our best to work with all budgets. That's the part I like. For a stress-free and impactful gifting experience. So just whatever budgets you have, you want to reach out to them on 055 594 0022 055 594 0022. Hexis is telling you that elegance is our hallmark, and that is why we call ourselves the purveyors of elegance. You can also locate them at 13 Ni Oyo Avenue behind American House, East Legon. Hevzi's purveyors of elegance. Number again is 055 594 0022. And attention, all shoppers and fun lovers, get ready for an unforgettable shopping experience at Melcom. Because Melcom proudly opens its brand new store at the Accra Mall. Oh wow! Mark your calendars from 5 p.m. on Thursday, 12 December. So that was yesterday through to Sunday, 15 December 2024. Come and enjoy a massive 20% discount. Yes, you heard that right. Exclusive deals that will make your holiday shopping even merrier. But that's not all. Whether you're shopping for yourself, your family, or preparing for the holidays, the new Melcom at Accra Mall is the place to be. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Remember, terms and conditions do apply. So the new Melcom store has opened at Accra Mall from yesterday, and between 12, which was a Thursday, all through to tomorrow, Sunday, 15th, you can enjoy a massive 20% discount if you go there to shop. All right, thank you very much for staying with us. So 0551111997. I see your messages. I'm going to go into them pretty shortly, and then we will try and activate the phone lines. Pick a few phone calls on 0302216541. But I asked a question earlier, so let me come back to my guest in the studio. This time, let me start with you, Mama T, to find out. I mean, I asked her, about the family, the children. How do we ensure that they are not left out? We are focused on ourselves, thinking about all the challenges we may be going through. And all the things we've been talking about is, okay, if it is daddy who went into politics and is not doing well, mommy has a lot of things to do, and all that. But how about the children? There are little ones in there who are still expecting all the fun time and everything. There are teenagers in there who feel like you have shut in on us, because this is what you're going through, and they have a lot of things going on in there. How do we manage these situations with the children as well? Amati.
We are a family, and because we are a family, what is happening to one is happening to everybody. And what I have noticed over time with parents and children is that we always feel that they are little, they won't understand, or they don't understand. And just like you said from the beginning, you will be amazed how much they know and understand if you engage them. I've always believed in families having conversations, and so they can be very small, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10, according to their age as parents. Let's engage them. Let's find appropriate ways to explain to them what is happening. If daddy is the one who is in his moods and he's he's troubled, and so he can't reach out to them, let the other person reach out to them. Let mommy take over this job of explaining to the children what has happened in appropriate words. according to the child's age. Let them try to send the words that will sit with the child as to what is happening. If they understand what pain means, if the child understand what depression means, if so, you can sometimes use what they understand as children to explain to them what is happening. And so for those who are at 10, the teenagers, you will be able to tell them exactly what it is. Daddy, I am even thinking that when they were, daddy or mommy was in the election preparation, these young ones, 10, 11, 12 upwards, should have been made to understand that daddy is contesting something, and so these conversations should be had by families. Draw them in. They are children. They still need to understand what is happening here. Else they can't allow you to rest if you think you need rest. As early as possible, let families begin to incorporate their children in family conversations. For me, it is very, very key. You would be amazed how much they understand. And if they do understand, they would give you the little space that you need. Again, if you are you as the family immediately will not be able to take care of them, there are friends, there are family, extended family, uncles, aunties, who you can send them to be with them for a while, so that you are still in your woods and you are trying to pick yourself up gradually with time. Don't forget that beyond all of your pain and everything, family is very important. Right. So gradually, quickly, if you need help as the parent or the partner who is suffering, some form of therapy, some form of counseling, whatever, get it and quickly get back to your family. At the end of the day, it is your family.
It is your family. Okay, I have a message from Damien. Damien says he knows that with time he'll get to know our names in the studio. Okay, Damien, so I have Reverend Mrs. Teresa Riafe Asante in the studio. I have Reverend Kofi Boateng Esquire in the studio. And I have PG Sebastian on Zoom. And my name is Edem. I hope you're satisfied. Okay. So he says, so yes, I've seen family members throw heavy shades on themselves because of their political divides. We understand that some might have invested so much and made promises, but the outcome was unfortunately against them, hence the trigger here and there. But moving away from the family, let's talk about our workplace. Oh my God, some bosses whose party lost the elections would inhumanely do anything to sack an employee who is always talking about the victory of his or her party. I think that is something that needs to be addressed. Okay, yes, we agree with you, but usually we will talk about the ones about the family. So I will send this to the appropriate quarters so that we can talk about the workplace as well. But you too, your party has won. You know your boss belongs to the other side. Why are you going to be singing your party's praises in your boss's face? You're inviting the trouble for yourself, my brother.
That's a lack of emotional intelligence.
You see, you are bringing trouble upon for yourself. You have to choose which one you want.
Yeah.
Good morning, Edem. In my house, my wife supports NDC and I support MPP. But after the elections, we are all cool and even planning our Christmas together. One thing everyone must know is elections will come and go every 4 years, but they must not break your home. Yes. Thank you very much, Eric from Soto. Oh, wow, but that would be very interesting. So you both
it's very common, Edem.
They will wear the different political T-shirts in the home. That's beautiful. This one says that, let me go get the message. Thanks for your thoughtful program on managing victories and losses in politics and sports. Let the victors just chip in brief words and phrases that mean congratulations, and let the vanquished respond with words like no problem, we live to fight another day. Yes, this is Paul from Ashalimuche. Paul, it's not that easy. The congratulations, yes, but no problem at all. Boy, it be problem. It be problem. Yes, so we'll give them time to heal and support them through the healing than expect them to just jump in and say, oh, no problem. That one you may be expecting wrong, you know. Someone is asking you, how do you get the invitation to Carol's night? Carol's night, I am out. Carol's afternoon, no, it's 3 p.m. I am Mampo. Okay, Kofi, let me take your thoughts on
Okay.
yeah.
So I think we must learn not to punish our families for the choices we make. Even when we believe that they would have been the ultimate beneficiaries of those decisions. So you chose, and I'm saying this, I'm not trying to be insensitive. You chose to do certain things because of your values or your things that you believed in a political party. Things haven't gone well, and you find yourself in a certain situation. Let's try not to punish our families, especially the young kids. So what we should try to do is continue as much as possible to do the things that our children are accustomed to. For instance, just putting lights out there will not hurt too much. Putting up the Christmas tree may not be too much to do. If every Christmas your children are used to you taking them out to dinner somewhere or having a party, maybe you say that, oh, this time because of so and so we cannot go to this particular place that we normally go to, but at least we can go here, or at least we can have some small dinner at home, or at least we can go visit this other person. So let's try as much as possible to make life seem still enjoyable and fun to be with the family, instead of wanting to
Shutting them
punish
out.
everybody because something
What's wrong?
unexpected has happened to you. It's difficult. And I also like that what Mama T said, the non-grieving spouse, the one who is not affected so much, should take the opportunity to explain things to the children and explain why daddy's mood is like that, why mommy has shut everybody out. And then they can also try and reach out and help to comfort.
So as much as possible, we should not neglect them.
We should not.
Neglect them.
If we have to cut back, but don't neglect them entirely.
Okay, great. PG.
Right. So, Edem, I totally agree with what Reverend just said. Personally, so for me as an individual, when I'm under a lot of stress, when I'm under a lot of pressure, I tend to be quite cranky and irritable. So what I'll do is I will withdraw from people I care about, because you don't want to offload on them accidentally, especially the kids. You know how kids ask questions, like 1,001 questions in a minute, and it is stressful. You're already in a bad place, so usually what I will do is, luckily we have very good relationship with them. So either I will tell them directly that, hey, listen, I'm not in a very good place, so can I be excused? Can you guys not come to my bedroom for a while? And I'll be in the bedroom, so I know I'm in a good place, to come down. Usually a few hours to maybe 24 hours. I'm fine. Then I come down and I'm all mingly. Or I will let my wife know. Then she will hold the fort, for me. But whatever it is, we don't just suddenly withdraw and keep quiet. We need to drop the hint. And in a time like this, well, your spouse might not drop the hint. You are supposed to figure it out. I mean, obviously there is something happening. There's a certain wind blowing, and you know that it is not a very favorable wind for them. And so being quiet, being moody, being withdrawn, and a few times losing their cool, it's the manifestation of all the deep emotions taking place. And for you as a spouse, whether you are the wife or you are the husband, you not putting fuel in the fire is a good thing. And you going a step further to draw the kids' attention that, listen, it's not a good time. And so, reduce your demands, reduce your fighting over the remote control, reduce your flipping of the TV channel. If you go and see your father sitting down, I know you have a relationship with your dad, you can just pick the remote and then change the station, even if it's there. But I beg you, during this period, just give your dad or your mom some time. They need that time. Regardless of the age, if you talk to a child and say that, listen, daddy needs time or mommy needs time, I think that, they can be they can be cooperative. But yes, I can understand that kids are kids. 1 minute they are fine, the next moment they just come into your bedroom. Daddy, mommy said you are not fine. I just wanted to come and see if you are not fine. This doesn't happen. Actually, as we say in fancy, I'm for being yes, sir. For be yes, sir. And but sometimes we get so angry and so irritable. Yes, it's understandable. So please let the spouses help in this. And for those of us who really know ourselves and we know our emotions in times like that, you can even take a step. You can be preemptive by probably drawing your spouse's attention. And listen, I'm not in a good space, so handle the kid for me, or try and stem the tide of their intrusion and everything for me while I catch my breath. So yes, I think that we need to collaborate as a couple with the children to make sure that there is a general homogeneous expression of emotion, which is in a way consistent with the mood in the house, in such a way that everybody knows what they are supposed to do, everybody knows their place, and we are fine. That's what I would say.
Chris, you know what you do for me? I think you should put it out there that Home Affairs is a family school. Nobody should ever miss it. Like, seriously. We put out a lot. Please, can you call Olivia for me? We put out a lot of learnings on the show, It's elections. And people's elections, they come and go. But look at the sort of conversations we're having around this, trying to include everybody in the conversation. Thank you, Mama T. Thank you, Reverend Kofi Boateng. And to you, PG, thank you so much. And this year, I don't know, we'll have our conversations. It's been so good. This one says, good morning, Edem. Thanks for this very educative program. At this time of the year, parents must engage all members of the family at their levels. Don't take any child for granted. No. Thank you. I saw a message I'm looking for that some landlords are threatening people. Injection. But how?
Oh, yes, it's true.
I'm looking for the message. Hey, how? Don't go and threaten anybody. It's not
but
fair.
if you have been, he's on the other side and you are still playing quen in your house, my friend, go and build your own house.
My sister-in-law and some members of the family are NDC. My brother, myself, and our side of the family are MPP. So when the results started trickling in, my sister-in-law and her family were so excited while we were disappointed. Anyway, eventually, we, the NPP family members, joined them in their excitement, pop champagne, and joined them to say,
that's all.
Because whatever it is that took them to the Eyazu, when it comes, you will enjoy it because you are family. Oh, I'm looking for the landlord message. Like, yay. Hey, this landlord, we will find you. I need to look for this message. Please help me with.
People take it.
Chris, I think you should. Do we have Olivia on the line? Please try and look for that message for me. Present me when your landlord no.
Otuno, because
the landlord doesn't want the nkoko in the house.
Oh, it's not fair. Oga landlord, it's not fair.
Doesn't want the nkoko in the house. So
I've seen the message.
You have seen it.
Edem, there are some landlords who resort to threatening their tenants with eviction simply because they observe them celebrating or expressing joy, particularly after elections. This behavior is deeply unfair and unjustifiable. I agree with you 100%. Yes. It raises an important question. Should a landlord's disappointment or frustration over an election result translate into anger taken out on their tenants? Such actions are not only a misuse of power, a violation of the tenants' rights. As a society, we must address this troubling end. Tenants have every right to celebrate within the boundaries of...
So celebrate inside your room. You're paying rent for the room.
Yes. This is interesting. But celebration, you can't do it in quiet like that. Sometimes you want to do it in quiet before you know you are outside.
But your landlord can tell when you're rubbing it in.
Yes, oh yes.
Also, can this landlord be prosecuted?
Yes, also.
Yeah.
So you don't have to disturb the landlord. I'll say I'll be better.
You have to go to the human rights court.
Oh, Jesus.
Hi, Ariel. Good morning to you. Oh my God.
Hi.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
I am well, thank you. Okay. I mean, your squad is here. Osofo Kofi Boateng is here.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures this morning. I was like, oh,
Oh,
We are
I've been
missing you.
there.
We are
I know,
missing you. We are
right?
missing you plenty.
I miss you guys.
Great. But quickly tell us about the retreat.
Oh, okay, okay. You know, December is a time that research shows is the most frustrating and stressful period in the year. And every year I prepare a getaway retreat during the Christmas festivities so that some people who don't want to go through all the hustle and bustle of the helter-skelter and all the things can also create some getaway time. People who don't want to leave their Christmas for chance. I mean, like, oh, it's going to go well. Somebody will invite me, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you end up being miserable because you didn't plan anything for yourself. And also, it's important to create some new traditions. You know, Christmas is not only about rice and chicken and fufu and light soup. Sometimes stepping out of the usual and creating new traditions with your family is very important. So annually, we've been hosting this wellness retreat called Getaway Wellness Retreat during the festive season. This year, we are going to Adan. We are doing 3 days away to Camp Chache. And while we are at Camp Chache, we'll visit the Treasure Island, we'll visit Aqua Safari, and we'll have some interesting activities as well on the 3 days retreat in Adan.
So what days are those?
This is 27th to 29th. So it's the weekend, Friday to Sunday. Don't
Okay.
leave that weekend to chance. You know, you have to plan something for yourself.
Great. And how much are we paying?
It's 5,099 if you are single in the room, and if you want to share, one person pays 3,899 to share a room.
Ariel, our time is up, right? Can you give us the number so people can call you and have more details?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So I can be reached for more details on 0243 600 899.
0243
600 899.
Okay. Ariel, thank you very much. We'll catch up after the show, right? But we need to run. Thank you.
Sure. Take care. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you. And we are wrapping up now quickly. Again, you know about Vitamilk Champ. You know, every parent needs to see their children grow very healthy and become more intelligent and physically fit. And you need Vitamilk soy milk drink to give to your children. It contains all the essential nutrients you need, including omega-3, 6, and 9. Vitamilk doesn't have any artificial colorings, no flavorings, and no preservatives. And so you want to get the Vitamilk Champ for your children because the protein, the calcium, the omega-3, 6, and 9 in there, you know, have all proven to help your adorable children grow very smart. They'll be healthy and, you know, they'll be strong every day. You can get it in the regular soy milk drink, also in the energy booster with no caffeine, the chocolate, the banana, the strawberry. And if you go purchasing, you can find it in the 250 mils or the 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. And oh yay, celebrating 5 years of compassion and impact. Philip Nye and friends, I am a founding member of, you know, this group. Over the past 5 years, we have been committed to bringing joy and hope to the lives of needy and underprivileged children, especially during the Yuletide. Last year, we were at the Kolebu, the cancer unit for the children, and we went there, we played, we prayed with them, gave them gifts, and it was so impactful. We made their day very bright. And, you know, after we have done this for 5 years, and this year we are going to the Aglizan community also to be impactful to them. It will be at 9 a.m. at the Action Worship Center, Ebenezer Chapel, Aglizan, for another swell time with the children. If you want to support us, we are happy to receive your support. Please call 0244 735451. 0244 735451. We will be there to pick up whatever it is that you have. And if you want to join us, it's on the 24th at 9 a.m. at the Action Worship Chapel, Ebenezer. Agliza will have medical screening, breast screening will be there, eye examinations, blood pressure checks, you know, diabetes and all of those. So please come, and but the purpose is for the children. All right, so we are wrapping up, and this is where we'd like to say thank you. Kofi, we still want to look into the issue with this landlord and see how that pans out. Remember, 9 lessons is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Labadi Beach Hotel, Omanye. If you have registered, I've seen a number of you sent, you know, messages that you want to come. I am, you know. So tomorrow 3 p.m. Omanye, and then we are also having the webinar on Wednesday. We are talking about the increasing rate of substance abuse amongst our teenagers and casual sex. Christmas is coming. Most of them will be doing things. We want to have this conversation, especially this is for parents. We want to have this conversation and strategize and be able to make sure that we are protecting our children. So it's on Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's a webinar. The artworks are out. The meeting passcode is there, and the password is also there as well. But those of you who want to have the link directly and just click, it is just send a message to 059-288-9986. We'll send you the link, and then it will be live on Joy FM from 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Mama T, you want to say something?
No, I am saying that I am very glad, and I will do everything to join in. Yes,
Great.
because I do a lot of young people's ministry, and I understand these things. And when I saw it yesterday,
You were happy.
You have done well. Joy
Thank
FM
you.
is a huge platform,
Yeah.
so everybody, parents, you don't know what's
No,
up.
they
Too
don't-
much
they
is
don't- they
happening.
don't need to miss
In
it.
fact, it is my last words, my final words
Great.
on what we are doing. Join,
Hey,
join,
my
join,
team
like
members
join,
will beat me.
join.
Team
Join.
Weekend City Show is right here. I am sorry we have eaten into your time. It won't happen again, we promise, especially in the new year. God bless you. Thank you. We're out of here. Bye.
Hello, I am